First off, you're going to need a skateboard though. So we recommend you go to a specialty skate shop and not a toy store because the people there really know what they're talking about and they'll give you the best products. So let's go check in with Stan at the boardroom. All right, we're here at the boardroom in Encinitas, California. I'm here with Stan, who is the product manager here in sales, and he is the master of all things skateboarding. Hey Stan.
Hey Tony.
And we're going to give you a general overview of what you need to get started in skating, from the decks, trucks, wheels, bearings, and safety equipment. We're going to cover what is necessary for beginning skaters and intermediate skaters for different types of terrain and also different styles of skating. You ready to get started, Stan?
Let's get it on.
So the first necessity of a skateboard is obviously the deck itself, and decks come in a variety of shapes and sizes. Most of the shapes are very similar, so that's not of a great concern, but the size is definitely an important aspect. They start off at about 7 inches wide and go all the way up to 8.5 inches wide. And what would you say for a beginner?
Probably a mid-sized board, about 7 3/4.
Yeah, something about that does up because it's more stable.
Yeah, it gives them a little wider surface, get used to riding.
If you're comfortable with riding a skateboard and you want to get into more technical aspect, if you have smaller feet especially, you might want to get into a mini shape, and those are about
7 1/4, and they come a bit shorter.
So the mini shapes are a little smaller but much more maneuverable. You can do the ollies and the flips, and the board is just easier to navigate. And so, but in the beginning we recommend you get a medium-sized board because you're able to really skate all types of terrain, and it'll get you started. Once you've found the right size board for you, the next thing you need is a set of trucks. And trucks will probably last you the longest of any component on your skateboard. Basically, you want to get trucks that match the width of your board, so you can tell if it's the right width if the outside bolts line up with the edge of the board. And if they're flush, then you've got the right size trucks.
And you definitely want to stick these on the inside facing each other with the big bolts.
Yeah, because if you don't, your board's going to turn the opposite direction which you lean. Trust me, because I have put them on wrong and not looked, dropped in, and fallen real hard.
Definitely you want to give yourself time to wear these things in. They're going to want to turn one way in the beginning, but once you get a pair set in, they'll last you a while.
Yeah, make sure you loosen them, tighten them to your own preference, because if you loosen them, they might be too wobbly. If you're going fast, you're going to want them more stable, you're going to want them tighter, especially if you weigh more. These are wheels. And wheels come in all similar shapes, but a variety of sizes, anywhere from 50 millimeters to 60 millimeters. And that may not seem like a lot of difference, but it can mean a lot of difference when you're trying to get speed or you're trying to be stable. What would you recommend for a beginner?
For a beginner, probably a bigger wheel, 55, 58, that way you can roll over the little rocks.
Right, and that'll also keep you going faster. You might want to go to a smaller wheel when you get more comfortable. That allows you to do tricks easier, lower center of gravity. Well, before you want to put on trucks and wheels on your board, you're going to need grip tape, and that's what keeps your feet to the board so they don't slip off. There are different ways of putting it on. I chose one method is just to show the logo through so you can tell the tail from the nose. But if you cover the entire board, you can just put different color bolts on your nose or your tail to tell which end is which, because when you're looking at a board covered with grip tape, it's hard to tell. Alright, so you got your deck, you've got your trucks, you've got your wheels. The only missing piece is the bearings. And bearings are basically come in a set of 8. There are 2 per wheel, one on the inside, one on the outside. And they come in a variety of ratings, 1, 3, and 5. 5 being the fastest, the most easy rolling, but for a beginner,
doesn't matter.
It won't really matter. You won't notice the difference. And to put them on is pretty easy. You can just put 2 on your truck, and then take the wheel and just push it in on one side, turn it around, push it on the other side, and your bearing's on. Make sure you put the washer, one on the inside of the truck and one on the outside. Tighten it up, and there you have it. Now for those of you who say pads aren't cool, is busting your head open cool? No. So you want to make sure you get a helmet that fits snug right on your head, and that you strap it in tight so that it's not going to lift off your head when you're spinning in the air. Make sure that you keep it down around your eyebrows and not way up here like this, because if you hit your head like this, you're just going to hit your head, not your helmet. Knee pads, elbow pads, and you're pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to get suited up here. We're going to go skate.